Have you ever wanted to be able to just kind of walk in a video game and actually do the walking yourself or running? Well, that might come true sometime soon. This is Indie Spotlight. Welcome to Indie Spotlight, the show where we take indie video game news, trailers, and new releases, and we get them out there for you guys to check out. As always, this week we are starting with trailers, and the first trailer that we have for you is Aaru's Awakening, Domain of Day.
As Aaru traveled towards Day's glistening hot wasteland, he focused on the last vision his master had exposed to him. He saw 4 temples located throughout Day's domain. They all appear to be connected to his own vitality, and if destroyed, it should weaken him enough to make passage over his lands possible.
This game seems to have a really cool mechanic, being able to just kind of teleport yourself from point A to point B, and being able to use that to manipulate the environment you're around, while also avoiding a bunch of different traps and enemies. I really like the idea of it, and the art style looks really good. It seems like it's very orange. So there's a lot of orange in this, but it looks pretty cool, and hopefully it'll turn out to be a pretty decent game. The next trailer that we have for you this week is MirrorMoon. This game strikes me as a very anti-chamber look. I really like the way it looks. It looks very interesting. I like the minimalist style. I really enjoyed Anti-Chamber, and this looks like it's just going to be another game that's very much about the minimalist approach, but also really getting and diving into the world that it's around. So it looks like it's going to be absolutely amazing, and anything that would remind me of Anti-Chamber it's got to be good. So here's hoping that it ends up being good. The final trailer that we have for you this week is Betrayer. Betrayer is by a brand new studio. It's called Blackpowder Games, and it actually consists of some of the people from Fear, the people who made the original Fear game, as well as some others. I can't remember off the top of my head who they are, though. But anyway, the game itself is supposed to be a 1700s shooter game, or FPS game, which is a little bit weird, but it looks very cool, and I like the idea of it in general. It looks like it's going to pull it off, hopefully. If it's the people who behind Fear, we might see some horror aspects, which it kind of hints at maybe, so we'll have to see about that. But I'm excited to see how this turns out. I really like the original Fear, and the other development teams that I saw on there were well known, so I'm excited to see what happens with this one. So one of my favorite games of all time, finally after playing it most recently in the last 2 years, is Metroid, Super Metroid specifically. I love that game and I love everything about it. I love Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but Metroid is just so perfect as a game. And since there hasn't really been a classic Metroid style game, there hasn't been there's been a void that I really wanted filled. And there might be a game that solves that. Ghost Story is the name of this game. Ghost Story, A Journey of Hope. It's currently on Kickstarter, trying to raise money to become a Metroid-style game, which quotations about love, hope, and redemption, with gameplay influenced by Super Metroid and Dark Souls, so we can probably expect a pretty good challenge. They've already funded their entire goal. They had a goal of $15,000. They're already at $22,884 as of this recording, and so they're already funded. But I just wanted to mention this because for anybody who loves Metroid, and I love Metroid, and I want to see a new Metroid-style game, this is like the best news ever, because we obviously know Nintendo's just completely ignoring that Metroid exists, it seems like. So this is a good alternative, it looks like. So link for the Kickstarter is down below if you guys want to check it out, if maybe you want to back the project, maybe help them raise even more money so that they can make an even better project. So John Carmack, the co-founder for id Software, people behind Doom, is actually starting to work or help out with development on the Oculus Rift. Id basically came out and said that he was indeed helping with the development of that, but he's also staying at id, so he's kind of balancing both of these projects. But I like to know what you guys think about this. I mean, Oculus obviously is getting a lot of good PR. A lot of people are seeming to really enjoy it. I have not had the chance to check it out, and I mean, virtual reality, in my opinion, has always been kind of a gimmicky thing, but if it's turning out to be as good as it sounds, it could be a very cool experience, especially with what I'm going to be talking about next. And that thing is the Virtuix Omnidirectional Treadmill. This is a treadmill that you can actually pre-order right now for about $500, if I remember correctly. That simultaneously can be used with the Oculus Rift to give you kind of a full experience in terms of a fully immersive video game. Basically, the omnidirectional treadmill allows you to walk in any direction on the treadmill, and it moves with you. So basically, you're walking, but you're staying in one place while the omnidirectional treadmill moves in whatever direction you're going. This is a really cool, innovative idea. I think we've talked about this before, actually, and you can actually see footage of this. We'll leave a link in the description below, but you can check out how it works in regards to with the Oculus Rift. So it actually looks like it's a very cool project, and if something like this becomes affordable, like even as of right now, it's very, very affordable. You got the Oculus, which is about $300, and you have this about $500, $800 to basically have a fully immersive VR experience. And it looks incredibly functional. So I think that if this is something that happens and really becomes successful, it could very well be the next step towards gaming and making it a much more immersive experience. So if you guys want to check that out, and if you guys want to pre-order, all the links for those types of things are in the description below. And I would love to hear your opinion on this, because I think this specifically is pretty awesome. Not only because of its immersiveness, but think about all the exercise we're going to get. Yay! Alright, new releases this week. I found one, and that is Ib and Ob. But thank you for watching this episode of Indie Spotlight. As always, if you have any news, trailers, and new releases that you'd like to let us know about, you can hit me up at Twitter at twitter.com/Dazerin, Ryan at twitter.com/MasterBlood, or VVGTV at twitter.com/VVGTV. I am your host, Kyle Locke, and I will see you next week when we talk more about indie video game news, trailers, and new releases.